Another very misleading fact that I'd like to get your opinion on and address is sample size. So I think for you this is common knowledge, but for a lot of our viewers out there, people don't know. You know, when advertisements are shown on TV or whenever a study is conducted, let's say a study is conducted on human nature, human behavior. Now there are 7.8 billion approximately humans that are living on the planet right now. But there have been billions before us and there will be billions after us. Now when you say something like 90% of humans think so and so or have experienced this so and so, very important is to consider the sample size. Now if you ask 10 people and 90% of those people, 10 people, which means 9 out of 10. But what about the remaining 7.7 billion, 900 million? So could I just, how rampant is this practice and how misleading it is at times?
Yeah, so one thing that I can give you an example is the clinical trials that were conducted for the vaccine production of COVID. So it's very hilarious when recent times there was a research that in 1-2 months, so the research at the clinical trial had just begun, and they claimed that in 2 months the vaccine is going to be ready. But when it comes to any clinical trial, the first step is always using it on animals. Once that is done, then they are used on a smaller sample of humans, and once that is done, then you have a larger sample of humans that are used. The sample size gets larger, and then it's a very long procedure to complete a clinical trial and get a result out of it. So sample size is something which is very important whenever whenever any research is conducted, and if people read the research and they try to conclude something with the research, it's very important that the researchers mention that as per their study, this is what they have analyzed and this is what they've understood, and this is what they do in practice. No one or none of the authors, unless of course they are frauds, they would say that this is what we conclude, this is applicable to the entire universe. It doesn't work that way. So that's the reason sample size is something which is very important, and when people claim something about the study that they've conducted, they claim that only on the basis of the sample of humans they have taken. They do not claim on the basis of the entire universe, and if that is done, then the place where these manuscripts get published is supposed to be responsible for this, because this is something which has to be checked before the manuscript is out in the public.